First of all, I appreciate everybody being here today, and certainly excited about the upcoming 2016 season. We've got great forecast for this weekend, so we're certainly looking forward to that. Should be a lot of fun. Before we get into the baseball stuff, I just wanted to briefly touch on and kind of rehash the situation, the unfortunate situation that occurred the past few weeks. I'm very thankful that that situation is behind us, that it has been, that part of it has been resolved. It was a very tough situation, a nightmare scenario for myself, for my family to go through. I certainly would not wish that on anyone to be involved in any kind of situation like that. I wanted to reach out and thank people who reached out to me and showed support during a very, very difficult and trying time. The support has been tremendous from family and friends, teammates, former teammates, coaches, and our administration here, the people at WKU, from Dr. Ramsdale to Todd Stewart, all the way down, and it certainly helped get through a very, very difficult time. I informed our team, I told our team exactly what happened, what transpired. I was very upfront and honest with them, gave them all the information. And I also told them the biggest thing that we can learn from this is there's a lesson to be learned. And it's a lesson for myself, it's a lesson for our team, it's a lesson for the people in the community of Bowling Green and all over. So I just wanted to address that, and I think it's very important that we understand it was an unfortunate situation. I'm glad that part is over with. For me personally, it's time to move on and to get ready to coach baseball. And I told our team that, this will not define me, nor my character, nor my makeup, but it's time to move forward. So with that said, I'm excited about Friday, opening day. I think our team is really excited about where we're going. We've had some great practices, a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and anytime there's a coaching change and you have a new situation, you have new players coming in, new coaches, there's a lot of uneasiness about which direction we're going and who's going to be playing. And I think the competition's been really good. I think our fall was very productive. I think our this leading up to opening day has been productive in many, many ways. I like the competitive spirit of our team. I think the biggest thing is the DNA and the makeup of our team is who are the leaders in that clubhouse, who are going to lead this club in 2016. And I think some of those leaders you will see today. Some of those guys that will be up here, Danny Hazina, Jackson Sal, Austin King, Thomas Peter, those guys are leaders. We've got a lot of leaders, but they need to emerge. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's a great challenge ahead of us. And we have a lot of work to do, but certainly something that we look forward to the challenge and encouraged by the direction of our club and where we're going with this.
What's the adjustment like when you players, staff, everybody gets?
I think the biggest thing is the difference. The things that we're trying to get them to focus in on, and the importance of the little things. The littlest things make the biggest difference. You look at why some teams win and why some teams don't. It's not necessarily the big picture, it's a lot of the little things, the littlest things, whether it's getting a bunt down or making a routine play or missing a sign or getting a sign. I think that's been the main focus, but we need to play with a chip on our shoulder. There's some guys in this program that I'm encouraged by how hard they've worked, but they want to taste success. You work hard, you want to see success, you want to see the rewards come. And I think that's been the biggest thing, is getting everybody to buy in, and also getting guys to understand that we have a lot of work to do, but if you're willing and able, we certainly would not count out this team in any shape, form, or fashion about where we can go or the things that we can do with this club. I'm really encouraged by what I see. You know, we've got some experienced guys. This weekend, our rotation will be Austin King, Cody Call, and Ryan Thurston, all three of those guys. But I feel like our bullpen, you know, we've got Kevin Elder, who had a great year last year. Josh Bartley, who's a swing guy, can do a number of different things, start, relief. Sam Higgs, Jackson Sow. I think a lot of those guys are going to play major roles, and I feel really good about the end of our game with Ben Morrison and John Harmon. I think those guys can really help us. So I'm encouraged by it. I think they're willing to learn. You know, those guys have been through some battles, and you see how tough this conference is. I think they've learned from last year and the experiences they had, and I hope that can certainly help us this year.
Is there a certain style of play you think this team can have?
Well, I think they have to understand that how hard they have to play. You know, you look at teams and they have to play hard. You know, there's going to be teams that we have more talent than, and then there's going to be teams that are more talented than us. And it's not necessarily who has the most talent. It's how hard you play and how well you execute. And those are the things, the type of how we're going to play. We're going to use the small ball. We're going to be a team where we're going to manufacture runs. Or in the game, if we need to get a guy over, we'll bunt him over, we'll hit and run. We're going to try to have a lot of action and not wait around for the big, the big inning. If we have a big inning, that's great, but we've got to be aggressive, especially on the offensive side.
With that, I mean, how much do you need people to step up on offense, regardless of how you produce? You did a lot of production there. You made up for it.
I think, last year, obviously, the loss, we have some heavy losses offensively, but, you look at guys like Danny Garcia, who had a tremendous year last year, Thomas Peter. I think those two guys, Paul Murray and Duckworth, I think those guys are all certainly have the ability to go out and execute. It's just we're asking them to execute at a high level and maybe do a few different things. To have those guys give themselves up once in a while, to move a guy over, to get a guy in. I think those are important parts. But the offense, I'm really encouraged by. I think that potentially we could have a team that can really compete, especially on a Friday night in our league. It's going to be a challenge, but I like what I see offensively.
What would make this season a success?
Well, I think one of the things, our goals, obviously our goals are, every night in and night out, the first and foremost is to play hard. I want our guys to play hard. Sometimes we attribute numbers to whether you had success or not, and I tell our guys it's not always about the numbers. It's just like offensively, guys want to hit 300, but it's not always attributed to the numbers. Numbers are symbols, and they shouldn't dictate how well we perform or how well we don't perform. But when you're looking at a team together, obviously one of our goals is to get into Conference USA tournament. Take the top 8 teams. There's 12 teams that play baseball. Our number one goal, besides playing hard, is to get into Conference USA tournament. Once you get into that tournament, anything can happen. And you finish in the top 3 in our league, you have a chance to go to postseason play. So I think it's important for our guys to understand that you're not as bad as you think you are, or you're not as good as you think you are. The truth lies somewhere in the middle, and we understand that we have a good club. We've got to go out, we've got to perform, we've got to execute at a high level.
What are your thoughts on the challenges, the schedule, I guess inside of that, but the conference versus?
Yeah, I mean, on the outside looking in, last year at San Diego State and the previous years being at Auburn and looking at Conference USA, it's a recognized schedule, recognized conference that's is very good. It's not a schedule to be taken lightly when you're looking at teams that traditionally go to Omaha. It's going to be a challenge. Friday nights in this league, what I know is the pitching is very, very good on Friday and Saturday. Each team's got some legitimate number 1 and number 2 dudes out there Friday and Saturday. And so we're going to have to really compete, and we're going to have to really challenge our guys. And they're up for the challenge. They will accept any challenge that we put in front of them. My biggest thing for Friday night is to slow the game down. Don't let it get ahead of yourselves, and let's you know, the old cliches, take it one game at a time, but I'm encouraged by what we have. The league's a challenge, obviously, but, you know, if you want to be good, you might as well play a challenging schedule, you might as well play the best, and I feel like we've got a very challenging schedule this year.
Like local guys on this roster for that, and you got that as people, or just as far as having people invest, community investments for us.
I think that's a great thing. You know, I think that obviously this community supports WKU, not just in baseball, but all sports and what WKU stands for. But when you have players, local players that are on the team that contribute, especially older guys, you know, Josh Bartley, Jackson Sowell, you know, Ty Downing, some of those guys that have been around and have been around the program, it's great because, you know, the community involvement, people come out to the games. It's always been their dream to come here and be a part of a special program. So I think it's great, and I look forward to our support this year. And certainly Friday will be a great test. You know, 3 o'clock, you know, in the 60s, great weather Saturday, Sunday. So will be a great test, and I certainly encourage everyone to come out and support our team.
Any more questions? All right, next one.
Appreciate it, guys.